In this video, we're going to learn about the economic system which most of us live under, capitalism. We're firstly going to define capitalism and then investigate its pros and cons. But before we start, why don't you like this video and subscribe to my channel for more great content. Capitalism is most easily defined by its two main characteristics. Firstly, in a capitalist system, something called private property exists. This means that property ranging from factories and businesses to more material things like books and TVs are all privately owned by individuals, as opposed to by the state. Secondly, in a capitalist system, people can trade this property or these assets freely. What this means is that in a capitalist system, nobody can force somebody else to do something that they don't want to do with their property. Because these two main characteristics of capitalism are a bit abstract, it's helpful if I give you a real-life example so you better understand. You own yourself, your time, and your skills. You can sell these three things, which are private property, to a business for wages. Maybe you see a TV that you like. It belongs to somebody else, and you freely, under no coercion, buy it from somebody else using your wages. The person who owns the TV freely and under no coercion sells it to you for your wages. And now that TV is your private property. This is basically how capitalism works. Comparing capitalism with socialism, its opposite, also highlights these key characteristics in capitalism of private property and voluntary exchange. In a capitalist system, individuals own private property and can do what they want with it. Sell it, buy more of it, or give it away. Anything. In a socialist system, on the other hand, the government owns assets like factories and businesses and uses them for public good, not for the benefit of individuals. But what does this comparison teach us about capitalism? It shows us that in a socialist system, the government has a lot more influence on the individual. But in a capitalist system, the government is there to protect the individual. This can be partly done by ensuring that people have good property rights, which business or government cannot easily encroach upon, and ensuring that businesses remain competitive and do not illegally force people to buy or sell things. Now that we know the basics of capitalism, let's look at its pros and cons. Here's our first pro. In a capitalist system, businesses tend to be focused on profit, which is the financial gain you get from selling something for a price more expensive than that which you bought it for. So, the more things you sell, the more profit that you make. Proponents of capitalism argue that this profit motive produces competition between businesses because each one wants to make the most profit, which in turn is supposed to incentivize businesses to work more efficiently to produce better products faster. Opponents of capitalism take issue with its emphasis on increasing profits. They say it rewards greed and selfishness, and it doesn't always make products better. With increasing profits supposedly incentivizing competition, this requires a lot of faith in customers buying a range of products large enough to create this competition between the different producers or sellers. But, say opponents, monopolies sometimes exist, which is where one business dominates a market. Monopolies also happen in industries where separate businesses can't be competitive, like in tap water or the railways. The existence of monopolies in uncompetitive industries reduces the need for businesses to make the products good, and it allows them to charge their customers whatever they want. It also disproves this idea that customers can constantly buy a range of products, which would then bring about competition. Also, in capitalist systems, customers often buy things they simply don't need or that they throw away easily, like fast fashion or the latest iPhone, which is bought and then thrown away when the next generation comes out. As well as this, capitalism's almost singular focus on profit and competition means that external costs in the environment are often ignored by businesses and individuals. So for example, the energy industry is highly competitive
and has, to capitalism's credit, stumbled across a very efficient resource which can be used to make electricity: fossil fuels. The unfortunate downside to this is that fossil fuels are finite. Coal and oil are running out, and our burning them at the rate we are is also accelerating climate change. In a capitalist system, businesses have no need or incentive to care about these external costs. All they focus on is increasing profits.
Previously, I've spoken about the idea that capitalism engenders more efficient business practices, as well as better quality products. Proponents of capitalism also argue that capitalism is a fairer system than its alternatives. Along this line of argument, in a capitalist system, the best businesses, the ones that can make the best products the fastest, and in the most bulk, will receive the most money from investors and customers alike, and thus rise to the top. In capitalism's alternative, socialism, because the profit motive isn't there, people who produce poorly made products may succeed. And there would be nothing you as a consumer could do to get rid of them, because the government decides what and how much is produced of something. Opponents of capitalism, however, disagree that it's fair and that it lets the best products and people rise up. They say, what if you're from a rich family where you've got a head start? You don't need to then rise up or try hard to do well. Furthermore, capitalism seems to reward mostly those who own or set up assets or property, whilst those toiling away doing the day-to-day work are not rewarded in the same way. Proponents of capitalism argue that with its emphasis on private property and free exchange of goods and services, capitalism is one of the fundamentals to individual freedom. Governments are more likely to leave people alone and not be authoritarian in the capitalist system, they say, because they're not allowed to encroach upon individuals' right to own and do what they want with their own property. People can change between jobs, and there is often, but not always, a transactional relationship between how much work you put in terms of hours and skills amassed, and what you get out of a job in money in the capitalist system. Proponents of capitalism also say that it has brought millions of people out of poverty, and that it is a major improvement on its predecessor, feudalism, which made people literally property of their landowners. Opponents of capitalism disagree that it rewards hard work and individual effort, because this idea puts faith in a very small group of business owners to share out the profits and reward workers, which they often don't do. Also, because this group can often shield themselves from economic downturns by putting their money into savings, it means that the poorest individuals, no matter how hopeful or optimistic, often find rising to the top much harder. So, to conclude, capitalism is an economic system in which individuals privately own property and are free to do what they want with it. Some say this emphasis on individuality means that governments are less likely to be authoritarian, and the economic system is fairer because the best rise to the top and products are made better. Others say capitalism rewards greed, and that it leads us to buying things that we don't need or things that harm the environment. Opponents also say that capitalism is a system rigged in favour of the richest, so individuals aren't really free unless they are the richest individuals. That's capitalism. Please don't think of this video as exhaustive, it's just an overview, and I am by no means an expert on the subject. I will have missed things. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.